Hey everyone, my name is Brendan from the Pkwy Motors Auto Group. Today we're going to be reviewing with you the all-new, brand new, everything new 2026 Nissan Sentra. Let's check it out. Thank you for checking out our video today. For more information, or if you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, click the link at the bottom of our description and I will reach out to you personally to make sure you're looked after for your next new or pre-owned vehicle acquisition. The Nissan Sentra debuted in North America over 40 years ago in 1982. There's been a long-standing pedigree of this car as it's evolved every few years, and this one here that we're going to be checking out today is night and day different to any previous Sentra, and we'll get into that. The most noticeable difference on this car is aesthetically the sporty and premium feel they've gone to with the Nissan Sentra that we have wanted for years, but the most noticeable difference is the interior and where Nissan and the designers have put all of their attention to make sure that the people that are driving this particular vehicle have a pleasant experience on the road. So this one here is finished in the energized orange. I don't know about you, but looking at this car, I get a little bit of energy coming my way, flowing my way, just by looking at it. Now, I can appreciate this color may not be for everyone. I'm a big fan. It definitely is an easy car to spot on a Sunday morning when you're lost at Costco. Where's my car, right? We've all had those moments in life. This will be the one that you can find fairly quick, even with the functionality of the key fob hitting the horn button. But let's take a look at it here. So Nissan, what have they changed on the front end of this 2026 Nissan Sentra? Well, the hood is much different. We've gone to a much more elegant and sophisticated design with this. The way it flows through the front of the car. They've thinned out the front end of the LED headlights at the front here. Let us know your thoughts on that. I'm not sure where it's pulling some of the designs from, but we see it with some of the other manufacturers. They've gone to this as well. We've got that beautiful, massive Nissan logo down here in the center at the front of the car. And then this beautiful gloss black. I love the finish they've done with this and just give it a very modern overall look to this. So this SR trim premium package that we have sitting in our showroom right now commands a price of just over $30,000. That's Canadian dollars for this particular spec. And it comes with things such as pedestrian detection, frontal crash avoidance detection as well in the vehicle. And it offers the navigational assistance when driving down the highway, that it's going to keep the distance between this vehicle and the one in front of you at a safe distance, and it'll do that and detect that automatically from the car without any driver having to change that manually inside the vehicle. Looking down the side of the car, few things I love that they've done here. I'm a big fan of these wheels. We've had some people here at the store say they're not big fans of these rims. Let us know in the comments below. What do you think of these wheels? I love how they've kept it to a gloss black look, and they have some brushed aluminum little accents that we can see on the wheel here down at the very bottom. And what I like about that is it doesn't end there. If you've watched any of our previous videos, you'll have seen that some of my small criticisms with some vehicles is the chrome accent trim that we see above door frames, and how some manufacturers have gone to a black look, which I prefer. I actually do like what Nissan has done this year with the new Sentra, where it's a matte finish and it doesn't have that shiny aluminum from the early 2000s era of cars that we still see on some vehicles still today, which blows my mind. But it's a small thing, but I really appreciate what they've done. They've changed it up. Maybe they've heard, they've listened, and I'm sure I'm not the only one they've heard comments on about this. But matte finish here, that nice little matte finish into those black gloss wheels. And I think it really just adds to the look to really make this feel a little bit more upscale in how it looks on the outside. Under the hood, we still have the 2-liter 4-cylinder, which makes approximately about 149 horsepower and delivers exceptional fuel economy for a vehicle this size, as it's mated to our CVT transmission. So a lot of the underpinnings with that are the same with this vehicle, but on the outside, exterior wise, from a design language standpoint and on the interior, again, of which we're gonna see momentarily here, they've done an awesome job. Again, matte finish, gloss black. We've got our turn indicators on the mirrors. I love how they've tied in the black also to the bottom of the door sills. Get a look at that. It just really brings out the attention to detail to really bring this and elevate this up as a little sportier. Looking at the door handles, we've got our intelligent key system right into the actual door itself, front and rear. And then we have our locking gas cap, and I love that they've done this. Great job, Nissan. A capless fuel system where when we go to the gas station, we're not fidgeting with a cap that we have to remove after. We just simply hit that gas on, get it into the actual capless system here that we've got here in the vehicle, shut it, and everything else is hands-free, especially on those cold winter days. Looking into the rear of the vehicle, let us know what your first initial thoughts are. Personally, myself, when I look at a vehicle, I make a lot of my first impressions on the front and the rear and how it looks. I love what they've done here. I would best describe this as the duck wing spoiler. We see this on some of the sports cars that are out there today. I know BMW is big on this with their some of their vehicles, but I like how they've brought a black gloss finish in this, tying in not only to the front bumpers, but also onto the wheels there that we have. This beautiful LED light that comes on the driving lights or on the braking lights of this vehicle. We've got that gorgeous Nissan logo on here as well. Looking at the rear of the bumper here, we've got these little canards that come down. I'm not sure if it's there to assist with the coefficient of drag, if you will, but it does definitely give it a more sporty, aggressive look. And that beautiful stainless steel chrome exhaust finisher that we have on the rear of the vehicle adds to the overall look of the Sentra SR. Let's check out the trunk. So looking in the rear here, we've got this opened up here. Nice and lightweight, not too heavy, easy to do. First thing noticeable when walking up here to the back of the trunk is ease of getting things in and out. If I had a shopping cart here, if I'm at the mall or grocery store and I'm loading my stuff into the back, it's gonna be easy relatively with the height that's here, that you're not gonna be dropping down too low or having to raise heavy objects up too high. But you could easily get some hockey equipment or sporting gear into the rear, or if you're a golfer, getting those belongings here into the back, a non-issue at all with this new Sentra. Some little things to really show that they've listened to those looking for those small tweaks to make this vehicle rise up in this particular segment is they've added some carpeting along also to the rear part of the trunk lid here to assist in the sound deadening of the vehicle and keeping that cabin ultimately as quiet as it possibly can as you're driving down the freeways or highways at those top speeds. I like how they've added the 60/40 pull down rear seats. You can access it from either side. There's levers for whatever side you'd like to do. And we can get those rear seats, which we'll show you here, to drop down and obviously get your belongings if it's something longer, or if you're at Home Depot doing a trip for 2x4s, you'll be able to get that stuff and pass through into the interior compartment of the Sentra. In a class where it's very competitive, do you think the room that's in the back of this Nissan Sentra holds its weight and punches above its weight in this class? Or do you think there's more room that's offered in the vehicles in this segment that this competes against? Let us know, leave a comment down below. So we're about to get into the inside, but first thing I want to point out is for those that have had vehicles in this class, typically we have either like 5x7s or 6x9 speakers in the rear. Once upon a time, I was that guy that owned a car like that, and I was the guy that upgraded them. Well, here's something that Nissan has done differently with this particular car. Inside the SR trims, we get a Bose, yes Bose, audio system in this level of car. But what they've done is they have an amplifier now in here in a subwoofer. So it's gonna come out of our showroom to your driveway with a customized radio system right from the factory that you really don't have to do anything to. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think that's a reason enough right there in itself that you'd buy a vehicle like this? Let us know. So getting in this car, I'm gonna have to adjust the seat a little bit here as it's a little bit further back, but I gotta say, I've been in probably 4 or 5 different generations of Sentra. I've sold probably into the thousands now of Sentras in my career, which spans about 20 years. This does not feel like a Sentra inside, and that's a positive. It feels like a Murano almost, as far as Nissan equivalent, as far as fit and finish and materials. Inside, we've got some nice plastics, beautiful stitching that we've got here. Nissan's added in LED lights on the door panels, on the dashboard, and it runs across the whole front here, and you can customize it to up to 40 different colors. In this car here, in the energized Ember, as we're sitting in right now, you can make it and create it to your own personality. So depending on the exterior color, you can change the interior and vice versa. So we'll get into that. Sitting though in the driver's seat here, love how everything's positioned. We've got all our windows and mirror adjustments on the one side, a relatively good spot here for my arm to rest on. I wish the armrest was a little bit higher up on this left side, but you got to please the masses, and for myself, that's one thing that I would want, but I don't think it'd be a deal breaker. The steering wheel, I like how they've definitely thickened this, and I think that just makes it feel a little sportier when driving. On here, we've got our distance that we can set for the vehicles in front of us. We've got our volume controls on here, our Bluetooth functionality, and all our different presets that we can get into as well. I love this beautiful screen Nissan's put on here. Nissan now on this SR trim offers a 12.3-inch screen, which is massive, again, for a vehicle like this. We've got crisp and clear lines in front of us, which is amazing. We've got all our driver information in front of us that which we can go through and see different menus and systems and icons. When the vehicle is running, whether it's RPMs or driving speed or fuel range, it gives us down below. And then over on the other side, we've got our Apple CarPlay, our Android Auto, our Sirius XM, or any of the other systems that we have set, whether it be for the Google Maps that we want to use. We can access with ease and functionality that we don't have to search for rotary dials like some manufacturers use, and everything's a touch screen up above. Down below here, I love the simplicity that we have for our heated seats with our buttons and the way everything is haptic. And then down below here, we've got all our climate controls for the fan motors, our USB-C connectors down below here as well. The vehicle does come with wireless charging, so we can have a vehicle sitting here down below. We have a D mode. What the D mode actually does is it changes from either a normal driving mode, at which we could leave it in, or in eco mode, where it changes the throttle response and how the vehicle drives. And then there's also a sport mode where it changes the characteristics to be a little bit more responsive with the gas pedal and gives us a little bit more of that sporty feel. We've got an auto hold, great feature if you're sitting at a red light. You don't have to keep your driver foot on the brake pedal and keep it there, because it does sometimes get tired if it's sitting for a while or if you're in a drive-through. So we do have that option to do so. And then we have our electric parking brake down below here as well. Again, I just want to point out, I'm a huge fan and I love these LED lights that we have here. And as you're sitting here as the driver, you may not see it as much as a passenger during the day, but there's beautiful LED lights that come across on that center console and throughout the car. It really just makes the ambiance inside here inviting and welcoming to whether it's the driver or passengers inside this vehicle. Would you buy it for that reason alone? We've got a few things here that I'm not seeing in other vehicles in this segment, and I think it's something that Nissan can really set themselves apart on. Let us know what you guys think. One thing I really want to talk about here is the seats. Nissan in 2014 came out with NASA inspired, yes, inspired through NASA research, zero gravity seats. And we saw that first come out on the Nissan Rogue, and now in 2026 we have it on the Nissan Sentra. They've designed the seat to give you a zero gravity experience where it feels just as comfortable top down from the top of the seat to the bottom of your legs. And for a car, again, in this segment, I think that's a big win for Nissan, competitively speaking against some of the competition. We've got these beautiful leather seats, top down. We've got this beautiful SR stitching. It's got like a nice black and red stitch throughout. And then down below, we've got these little pinholes that we see in the seats. They have this cool sporty stitching to it, but there's little red pinhole accents just to give it that really two-tone in here and break up all that black that we see in a lot of the vehicles. Above me here, we've got our standard sized power moonroof. In some manufacturers, we're seeing dual panel moonroofs. In this one here, I think in most subcompact cars or compact vehicles in this size and sedan sizes, this is kind of the industry average. Let us know what you guys think. Should we see dual panel in a vehicle like this now, or does this suffice? Up above here, we've got our auto dimming rear view mirror. If there's traffic at nighttime behind us, those lights aren't going to blind us and it's going to dim itself in the evening. Let's pop out and get our final thoughts on what we think on this new 2026 Sentra. All right, so that's a wrap on our 2026 Nissan Sentra. This vehicle, as we know, is in a extremely competitive segment against the Civic, the Toyota Corolla, the Hyundai Elantra, and some others that I haven't mentioned right now, and we know that. Do you think Nissan's done enough here to win your business or for you to at least check out this new Sentra? You're gonna have to come check it out. Hit that like and subscribe button, we'd greatly appreciate it, as we do car videos and reviews on a weekly basis and are always dropping new content. Come check us out at Pkwy Nissan of Stony Creek, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for checking us out.